Hi guys, I see you joining. If everyone wants to put where they're from in the chat, that usually starts some good conversations. We are based in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's been some good weather this week. Nice. California. Florida. Never mind, you guys have better weather than we do, probably. Can't pull that. Nice, Wilmington. Love to see it. Oh, love the network for entrepreneurs. Cloudy, yeah. We'll wait and see if some more join. But it's great to have you guys here. Nice way to start the morning off. Yes, definitely. We don't need great weather while we're stuck inside the office. It's a good point. It does give you a little bit of FOMO. Sometimes I like it though. It'll be like 85 outside and I'm kind of glad I'm inside because I do not want to be walking around sweating. Welcome, new joiners. If you guys want to put where you're watching from in the chat. And yes, it is being recorded. I believe we will send it out to you guys along with the cheat sheet, just in case you want to look over anything, reference it, send it to your team members. New York, amazing. All right, I'll give it a few more minutes. Thank you guys again for being here. This is a really important topic, social media strategy. It really lays the foundation for everything you do. And it's something that I feel like is not thought about a lot, even for me in my job, until I realized, you really have to have a defined strategy to be able to meet your goals, and you don't want to just be posting willy-nilly. So this will help you guys a lot, I hope. Awesome. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, you guys should be able to see the presentation. Please let me know if you have any issues in the chat. I'll be switching tabs to look at that. Okay, so this is a step-by-step guide to building your social media strategy. I'm Elizabeth, the social media manager. A little bit about myself. I graduated last May from Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina, with a major in advertising. And I got out of college, came down to Wilmington to get a little bit of a weather change, and started doing social media for a local restaurant. And then I found Design Loud, a way to become a social media manager for multiple clients, think about all the different strategies, and that's really fun for me. I have a quote here about really like what we're doing now. I really appreciate Design Loud for giving us the chance to educate other people. We're not all about, sales, like, oh, we need you to pay money to have any of our expertise. No, we really like want to help you guys be able to have the information and go on and be successful. So we'll start off with why you should even have a social media strategy to begin with. Let's see, why does this even matter? There we go. So the different benefits of having a strategy, first off, building a strong organic presence, which is really all you want from social media in general. With a defined strategy, you'll be able to stick to social media rule number 1, posting consistently. Your goals and target audience will be defined, so you're always working towards a strong organic presence, and it'll be easier to obtain that. Your goals will always be aligned with your content, so having this strategy in place will ensure that your social media efforts are more fruitful and are working to support your broader business goals, and you won't lose sight of that. And because of all of that, you'll save time and your efforts will always be in line with your goals. You can target your audience more effectively because part of your strategy includes understanding your audience so that you can get a better handle on their pain points and how you can provide value to solve those pain points. Staying ahead of the competition. With a strategy in place, you can really concentrate on those fine details, which help you stand out from the competition. You'll be able to analyze what's working, start developing your brand story and voice, establish a distinctive look and feel for your accounts, all while remaining consistent and providing value. So first, you want to start with a social media audit and then a competitive analysis. So with a social media audit, you're really just looking at your accounts and documenting all the information there. That includes like the specific goals for each platform. So maybe on Twitter, you're more like sales driven, and maybe on Instagram, you're trying to humanize your brand. I listed a couple different goals that you could have for each platform. And then you want to make sure your branding is consistent across platforms. So I usually in a spreadsheet will just document, okay, like what on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, what's our profile picture, what's our cover photo if applicable, what is our brand voice, what does our bio say, where are people getting directed to through links. So you just want to make sure that that's all consistent. Sometimes maybe your links are different depending on what your goal is. If you're trying to generate sales, maybe you'll send them straight to your website. If you're trying to build your email list, you'll send them to that, different things like that. And then you want to identify your top performing social media posts on each platform, mainly because different platforms serve different purposes. So maybe on Instagram, your highest performing posts are always humanizing posts, which would be maybe a behind the scenes or get to know the team or something just like less salesy. And maybe on a different platform, the highest performing posts are educational. And so you really like get an understanding of what your audience responds to on those certain platforms. And then you'll do a competitive analysis, which is basically the same thing, but for your competitors. So you can pick from, I think like 3 to 5, 3 to 7. We usually keep it to 3. And you just want to gather intel on what's working for them and what's not. Are their bios all consistent? What's their brand voice? What's their engagement like? You can definitely see if their top performing posts on Twitter are all educational and articles, then maybe you could understand that people in your niche are seeking that out on Twitter. And you can just really get a better understanding of the opportunities that lie ahead of you and what they're doing that works, and maybe something you could do better than them. Then you want to develop customer personas. Customer personas are kind of these fictional representations of different target audience demographics. So you'll want to really just make up a name like Jane Doe, and she's 35, and document their occupation because that might come into their pain points. What social media channels are they on? So if Jane Doe is 45, she might be on Twitter and Facebook, maybe not TikTok. She might be just on Google My Business. And so you can figure out different demographics that you're going to be talking to on each platform. And we'll get into what platforms work best for each demographics and what their purpose that they serve is. You want to document like what kind of goals and motivations and desires this segment of your target audience has, their pain points, and then how you can address their needs. And then we'll define our SMART goals. So SMART goals, I'm sure you guys have heard of before. They are perfect for any way to set goals. It doesn't have to just be, social media. So you want them to be specific. An example might be grow my following by 25 people each month. And then measurable. How are you going to measure that? Instagram insights, any insights that are within the platform. You can get a third party like agency analytics to see how you can measure that and keep track of where you are at with these goals. Obtainable. Do you have the skills required to achieve this goal? Is it on par? Is the effort on par with like the actual goal that you want to achieve? What's the motivation? Just really getting into the why behind it. Relevance. Is it aligned with overall objectives? Is it relevant to your business? Like all of those types of things. And then time specific, of course, you want to set a deadline for yourself to make sure you can keep track of, okay, it's been 2 months and we're halfway to the goal of 4 months, so it's perfect. So choosing your platforms, this is a big one. A lot of people want to get on everything and just cross post, which is just basically like, oh, I post this on Instagram, it's going to go on Twitter the exact same way, Facebook the exact same way. And while that can work, it usually does diminish each platform's effectiveness if you're not looking at each platform specifically and what people want to see on that platform. So this is a nice little graphic here. Facebook, ages 25 to 34. The purpose is really building relationships, which promotes brand loyalty and awareness. It's not very good for acquiring new business due to the oversaturation and limited reach. While you can still be salesy on there, it's really just good for connecting with your audience and your customers and keeping them informed about what's going on. Twitter is ages 30 to 49, and it's actually 68% male. The purpose is usually conversation, news, articles. It's really good for social listening and knowing what others in your niche or your target audience are talking about. Due to the hashtags, you can really keep up with what's trending, what people are talking about, and you can make your feed really specific to what you're focused on, like digital marketing or etc. The character limit is really a downside, and also it's just not a visual platform as much as you would think like Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram is. It's very text-based, so that's why I encourage a lot of people to tweak their Twitter compared to their Facebook and Instagram, just because you'd rather be tweeting like articles than a little graphic with your caption getting cut off because of the character limit. Pinterest is ages 30 to 49 and 78% female. It's really perfect for clothing, recipes, photography, and like tips and tricks. It's visually driven, mainly just pictures and or really only just pictures and videos. And it's mainly to drive leads and sales. A lot of the time it'll be like, let's say clothing. There's an outfit and you're like, oh my gosh, that's super cute. And then you'll click on it and it'll redirect you to their page where you can buy it. Similarly with like recipes, if you're posting a great recipe, people will go to it and then they'll fall in love with your blog, want to see more about your website, what you do, you build that trust. The downside is kind of a narrow demographic, definitely female driven, and it's visually driven, which can be a downside. YouTube is ages 46 to 55. It's perfect for educational videos that create brand credibility and leads. On our YouTube, we will do similar videos to this, ways to build your social strategy, what you need to know before you start SEO and like stuff like that. And that will show people that you are credible and knowledgeable. And if they want more or love that you showed them that, but need more information, need your help, then they will come to you because you have established yourself as an expert. LinkedIn ages, oh wait, I think I need to go there. next one. Sorry about that. LinkedIn, ages 46 to 55. This is a big networking platform, usually business to business, and people will also be looking here for jobs. And so it's really big to keep your LinkedIn looking the way that it will attract the people that you want to work with you, and also even clients that might be looking for, say, like marketing firms. You want to build that credibility and also show that humanizing side of your business. It's really just business development, brand awareness. The downside is limited interactions. People usually go on here with a purpose to find a business and not so much like scrolling through Instagram just for entertainment. So Instagram, ages 25 to 34, connecting is huge. Building relationships and having conversations is the main purpose. It's best for lead generations and establishing a presence. I know a ton of people in my age and just generation will check Instagram before buying or visiting the store or etc. It's kind of like the new website landing page. It really shows who you are and gives you just like a really good visual idea of who this person is that you might be buying from. The downside is it's visual, similar to Pinterest, and there is a lot of competition out there just because people know that you can connect with your customers on Instagram and that you really need a presence on there. So if you are, say, a digital marketing firm, there are a ton of digital marketing firms on social media. So you definitely have to find your niche and what makes you different. TikTok, ages 18 to 24. Same as Instagram, very much focused on connecting, to building those relationships and having conversations. The fun thing about TikTok is it gives you the opportunity to really humanize your business because it's so casual and video based, and there's a lot of trends that go on. So you can definitely like hop on the trends, show behind the scenes, show kind of your silly side of your business, and people really connect with that because they want to connect with people and not brands. The downside is, of course, it's only videos and it does have a very specific demographic of very younger. Creating content pillars. So content pillars are basically key themes that will dictate your different content topics. And this will help you on your strategy so much so that you don't have to sit there and be like, oh, what am I going to post about today? What would be relevant at all? Like, what do people want to see? Defining these content pillars will take your business from being all of these things into these very specific pillars. So you want to brainstorm themes and values. Like we had a pediatrician on with us, and the themes would include, family, health, different services that they offer. And you can think of these very large themes, not too specific. And then when you get into identifying the pillars, you'll try to bring all these things into 3 to 4 really specific ideas. You want to specify those themes. So say the pediatrician is family. So maybe you're looking at how to bring education to people. You're going to do parenting tips. And then there's health. You can do educational health information, promotion of services, and really bring those down into the main themes that you're going to cycle through. And that will help your audience know what they can expect from you and be more likely to follow, because if they're interested in that, then they know that they're going to continue to see that. Let's go to the next one. Supporting content ideas. This is another little brainstorming. Once you figure out those big content pillars, you can kind of write under it, okay, this idea will fit into parenting tips or educational health information. And you'll have a long list of ideas of where you can start creating posts within these content pillars. You want to build your content calendar. You don't have to strictly say, okay, I'm going to do my first content pillar, then my second, then my third, then my fourth, and go back to my first and my second. You do want to make sure it's kind of consistent, but you don't need to be that strict about it. Minimum 3 times a week posting is usually my go-to, because you want to be consistent enough that people don't forget about you and then see you pop up and say, oh, like, I'm not really invested in connecting with that brand or that person. So you want to make sure minimum 3 times a week. And I do discourage usually, it does depend on each platform, because some their algorithm, like Facebook say, they usually say the average that would be beneficial to you is 1 to 2 posts a day. Instagram, if you post twice a day, you usually will cut your engagement on both of those posts in half. So you have to think about not overwhelming your audience, but not ghosting them. And then hashtags. A big deal with hashtags that a lot of people struggle with is you want to just copy and like keep them in your notes and copy and paste the same hashtags for every single post. And when it comes to that, that will decrease the effectiveness of your hashtags. You really want to make your hashtags very specific to what the post is about while also having very big and general ones. Like say you just hashtag pediatrician, but then you hashtag you're focused on eczema, so then healing eczema or whatever else it may be. You want to make sure that you're reaching everybody you can with the information they're looking for. So optimizing your profile. In this example, I used Instagram just because I know it's very, very popular. And there's a lot of different ways to do this, but you want to make sure that all of the fields, regardless of what platform it is filled out if they're applicable to you. You don't want to leave anything blank unless it's really not necessary. You definitely want to have a high quality profile picture. This will help people identify you and kind of build that credibility. If you see somebody with, a really tiny logo that you can't really read, you don't have a lot of like desire to think that they're an expert in their field or anything. Searchable name. Instagram has their own search engine in this example, and a lot of other platforms do. And so if they're searching for a digital marketing agency, if our name is just Design Loud, it might not come up. And so you do want to like put in those keywords similarly to SEO to try to drive your profile to the top. By doing this, you might appear in the search box more often. Category, this is usually only Instagram. I'm sure a couple other platforms have it, but you definitely want to fill out all those fields because they're trying to help you. So they have a field for the category being digital marketing. This will also help you come up and Instagram understand what your profile is and you might want to see it. And then, of course, you always want to have a link to drive people to continue to connect with you. You can do it to your website. We use a link tree, and I know there's a million other options out there like that where you will go to a link and it will have a bunch of links listed. Like if they want to go to your website, if they want to go to your newsletter, your blogs, your new YouTube video. It really helps give that option for people to connect with you in multiple ways or find exactly what they're looking for. When it comes to optimizing your bio, there's 3 different steps to it. So positioning, what do you do and who do you do it for? What's the promise you're making? Be pretty specific. And if they can only remember you from one thing, what is it? What is your main point? Who are you? And so the example would be like helping businesses turn up their volume on their digital marketing. Just very straightforward. We put in like our main services so they know like that's what we cover with digital marketing. Credibility, you want to show that your audience should follow you. Why should they follow you? What can they expect from you? We would say, tips and tricks for all things digital marketing, social media, SEO, web design, and development. And then you want to have a call to action that sends them to that link. So let's say you need clients, learn more about us, grow your email list, sign up for free resources, need followers, follow for more. So you always want to give that call to action to make sure that they're taking that next step. So then the final step is analyzing your results and making changes. So after implementing your strategy, you can analyze your results and kind of start over at the beginning and do that social media audit. What's working for us? If I'm looking at our Twitter account, what do I think our objective is? You can see, since you've adjusted your strategy, what are people really interested in? What are they engaging with? And maybe you can focus more on that in the future. So for example, you notice that your humanizing posts are the most engaged with on Instagram. So you can adjust your content pillars or posting strategy to reflect this. Or you notice that your audience is not engaged on Twitter. So you might adjust your specific Twitter strategy to decide it's not beneficial for your target audience. So it's really just going through these steps again, Maybe your audience has changed a little bit, or they're different on each platform, so you create different customer personas for each one. There's always ways to tweak and create new SMART goals for each time you do this. And that's all. I'm going to switch over to the chat to answer any questions I might have not seen while I was presenting this. We would really appreciate it if you guys left us a Google review if you found this helpful. And we have that free cheat sheet for you that I will send right now. Oh, I'm so sorry the slides weren't full screen. Hopefully when we send you guys the recording, maybe we can crop that and make that, or just send you the slides really, make it really easy to read. I was honestly struggling to read them as well. I was like squinting. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, just feel free. Christian Bible College. What age do you think your demographic really is? That's usually the biggest signal to what platform your audience might be on. I always suggest 35 plus. I really always suggest Instagram just because people love to check on that, especially in my demographic, but they love to see the visual. And I'm sure there's a lot of great photos you could in events. I think Facebook with 35 plus would be great. Let me think. Probably not TikTok or Twitter really. Google My Business would be pretty big. Maybe even YouTube if you guys want to upload certain things to that about what they can learn about you guys. That's a great question though. And when you do that social media audit and also the target audience customer personas, you could really figure out where you can connect with those people and what you can provide them for their pain points. So in the cheat sheet, I added a few resources where you can kind of perform a social media audit. At Design Loud, we have a template that's kind of just a spreadsheet that says, profile image, banner image, what's your bio say, what's the most well-performing post, and just kind of like documenting all of that. And then you kind of have your audit in front of you. If you want it done by somebody else, Design Loud can definitely help you with that. And we can really show you, your opportunities, your threats, maybe your weaknesses compared to competitors. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. And let me know if that link doesn't work for you guys. We listed a lot of free resources to help you while you're going through this. There's a couple links to free websites that actually will help you map out your customer personas, and it's a lot more visual, which is really helpful to me when I'm creating these. And just a lot of other free resources that we use daily for even just content creation. We just gave you guys, everything we think would help you while you're starting your social media presence. All right, let me know if you have any other questions, and make sure you download that free template and cheat sheet. And I will talk to Derek about figuring out how we can send you guys these slides. I wonder if I could even work on that now to just send it in the chat so that you guys can always come back to this if you need it. I'll do that now. Yeah, okay. I'm going to send you guys this link real quick. I know that text was hard to read, and I'm so sorry about that. All right, there you guys go. You should be able to view that and go back to it whenever you need. And of course, feel free to always reach out to us if you have any more questions. And follow us on social media. You can see how we implement our strategy. I'm always on Instagram making videos, making a fool of myself, but that's what you got to do. Awesome. All right. It was great to be with you guys. Thank you so much for listening and just being engaged. I love that you guys really want to learn, and it makes me very happy to be able to share this knowledge with you guys. Let me know if you need anything. You can always reach out to us through our website or give us a call, even if you still have further questions that you thought of later. I'm always available to help. And yeah, and I just really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you. I will send you guys my email. It's really sweet because I have a fear of public speaking. So these always make me a little nervous, but I always try my best not to stumble over my words, and it's nice when I can just pretend I'm in this room speaking to nobody. But thank you guys, you're so sweet. And yes, save that email if you ever want to contact me. I'm always available, really, and always willing to help you guys out and keep these connections. All right. Y'all have a great rest of your Thursday. Thank you so much for starting your morning with me. It was great. And I just wish you all the best with your social media strategy and implementing that. And yeah, like I said, let me know if you guys have any questions. You guys have a great weekend too. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.